What's going on, guys? I'm Bear DeGidio, and we are back with another episode of the JAXXON Podcast. I'm sitting here with the one and only, the greatest to ever slam a man, Rampage Jackson. And we're sitting here with the $1 million man. I'm not talking about the Howie dude who's on Deal or No Deal. Not talking about the Price is Right. Not talking about the guy Rampage was talking to last night at the gas station. Talking about Nicky Rod, ladies and gentlemen. Nicky Rod, the first ever Craig Jones Invitational winner for $1 million. Yeah! Let's go, baby! No,
Don't break the fucking chair.
1 million! 1 million! Ah!
How you gonna do the pod now? You got to break.
Rampage! Ah!
Nice.
Give me another chair. That's how we're feeling today.
He had a backup. That's
Give me the backup chair. Oh.
Have you ever met anybody like Bear before?
Is that Bear or is that a different?
No. This is what Rampage did in Japan.
I never done that before in my life.
To Ricardo Rona. He had you in the armbar.
It was similar.
What do you mean?
I don't recall that.
This
head
is
fell
him
off too.
holding onto your arm, so I replicated the arm snatch with the full grasp.
He's honoring you.
And
He's
I
honoring
slid
you.
it in smoothly. No lube. And then I slam. Ah! That's how hyped I was watching Nicky Rod perform. Submission. We don't win by defaulted points.
Yeah,
We don't win by running out of gas.
We choke him out.
We win them by choking them out.
You
How do we
submitted
win?
everybody.
We choke them out.
Yep.
We win them by choking them out.
Yeah. So it's good to be back. Good to be back with the team,
Bleeding.
bro. How old were you when you made your first million?
How old was I? I made my first million when I fought Chuck Liddell.
Chocolate dough.
Yeah. How old was I when I fought Chuck Liddell? I was
25.
no. I was late. I was like 28. How old are you?
27.
Damn, you got me beat.
Fuck, you got more views on that though. You probably got more than 1 million from that fight though.
Oh yeah.
Chocolate. You got pay-per-views on that, right?
Yeah, I got pay-per-views on that.
$9 million to beat Chuck Liddell.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that money
talking
came in for a while.
Yeah, you learned about Uncle Sam soon after. Huh?
Oh yeah, man. Fuck, Uncle Sam fucked me. I think I paid $1 million in taxes.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it's good to be able to do that.
Yeah, because I remember that number because of I had to fight Dan Henderson out there. And I think my purse for him was like a little bit over $1 million. So I was like, man, I just fought him for free.
Yeah, right. Damn, that's sick, man.
Yeah.
I just want to say
for
something.
that one.
I just want to say something. I couldn't be happier and more proud of this guy right here.
We all proud of him.
Thank you very much.
We've been riding with you for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Rampage is a big fan. You're the first one to come on here to be stronger than him and not tell him that to his face. And a lot of people come in here and they talk loud to him. And he doesn't back down. But you come in here with confidence, with poise, respect all the staff, respect the martial art of jiu-jitsu. And at the same time, he's nasty. He wins everything. And now you're unstoppable. Now you're the greatest man in the game.
Indeed.
It's incredible, dude.
Yep.
I'm glad we've been riding and supporting you for a while because the price just went up.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Price went up.
Yes, sir. Price went up most definitely. And I know you guys know this, but I've been a fan of Mr. Rampage Jackson for a very long time. So
Oh, wow.
every time we get to chat, man, it's a blessing for sure.
See, finally somebody that's super cool.
Yeah.
And don't just take
I
your
wish-
side when
I
you
wish
bully
Luke
me
would
and
behave
stuff like that.
Me?
Luke?
Yeah.
Luke? I thought you were talking about Luke Rockhold.
No, I'm talking about you. You don't want to. He don't want to point it out that you the bully.
I pointed out that you look like a human. I'm not even going to say it. I was going to say you look like a human Smurf or Blue Chew, but I don't want to say those things on camera anymore.
He loves blue chews though.
Oh, you're a confident young
Thank
woman.
you.
That's,
Well,
you're
well,
good.
Woman,
I mean,
well, Blueberry. Hello, Blueberry.
I'm sorry for my
I
bad.
gave him the compliment too soon.
Quentin.
My bad.
Quentin.
I didn't mean to assume.
How many people did you beat up growing up when they would call you Quentin?
I didn't give a fuck. That was my name.
You're a street fighter. You had a lot of Fights
he
middle
plays
school, high
that.
school.
He plays Tekken.
Yeah, really.
Call of Duty.
But before people knew my name was Rampage, they used to call me Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
That was my first street name.
Yeah.
That Instagram account, Jiu-Jitsu, they posted that about you the other day.
What they post?
Growing up, people used to call you Mike Tyson before your name was Rampage.
No. My name was already Rampage. They just didn't know. My cousin named me Rampage when I was 8.
Oh wow.
At that age?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But people in the street, they just didn't know my nickname because only my cousin at that time, only my cousin called me Rampage. It didn't start getting known until like when I was 14. I tattooed it on my arm.
Oh really?
Jesus. You
that
got
your first
a tattoo
tattoo?
at 14 years old?
Yeah.
How old were you when you got your first tattoo?
17. I had pretty much a half sleeve at 17.
What is that on the arm?
This is Oni mask. This is the hand that I put behind the head to strangle people. So
Jesus.
I pretty much have a guardian
you
looking at me.
Can you demonstrate that?
Wait, hey, but you need to
You need to not worry about me.
You need to put
you
that-
taller than me, but I'm longer than you, brother.
Bear's a bully, man. So let him feel it. Let him feel it.
Chill out, Rampage.
Put his ass to sleep.
Chill out, Rampage.
Put his ass to sleep. All right, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough.
I don't need you going to sleep.
Yeah, we got to finish the pod. We got to finish the pod.
Good enough.
Hey,
Okay.
how did it feel? You felt that neck hurt before, but in a different way, huh? You felt that before, huh?
Yeah,
I knew it.
for sure.
You
That
never
was-
been put to sleep?
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
No.
Not a training or nothing.
No,
like
I don't
that?
let nobody put me to sleep. I tap
this.
out.
Yeah.
You've been choked unconscious.
Ah, fuck, I'll tap. I mean, in training, I'll tap.
But what about in competition? You would go to sleep?
I don't get put in bad positions. I'm too good.
Not at all.
Not nowadays. On this level, I'm black belt.
But before, have you ever like and like say before like when you first starting out and you just getting good and you couldn't get out, you just say fuck it. Go to sleep.
I've only
Or
been.
you
I've been submitted twice when I was lower belt, both heel hooks. So yeah, before they break my leg, I definitely I'll tap. But like even when I was coming up, I beat everybody. Like, yeah,
it was just
my
natural.
first like 60 matches, I was like 60-0, and then I hit the pro circuit, and my first loss was in 80cc finals. Yeah, I'm like,
You went 60-0?
yeah, like not professional. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but still that's good. That was
Yeah.
just starting out.
Yeah, for sure. I competed a ton.
It took me a while to get good at jiu-jitsu. At first, I was just learning how to defend,
Fabiano Iha, your original jiu-jitsu coach, right? That was your original jiu-jitsu coach because he was already wrestling in college. Said that Rampage walked in the gym, was a virgin, never had done jiu-jitsu, and was smashing everybody on the floor, but just with brute strength. So once he had like the skill and the technique to kind of roll around, he was just smashing dudes. It's funny though, because at that point in time in UFC, I feel like a lot of the jiu-jitsu versus wrestling was very highly promoted. Like this guy's a wrestler, this guy's a jiu-jitsu guy. Now everybody is like no-gi specialist, grapplerist, jiu-jitsu specialist.
There's a lot of guys that can do multiple practices
At the highest level.
At the highest level, yeah. It's crazy when I see guys like we have this young kid, and his name is JAXXON. Ironically, he's like I think 16, 17, but he's been training jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai since he could walk, and like he's super high level striker. And like a kid like that with like black belt almost in both practices, like when he becomes a man, it's gonna be a problem.
Oh, he wants to be a fighter?
Yeah, he's got his first like amateur fight coming up soon.
For real?
Yeah.
What weight class is he?
I don't know what weight class. He must be 145, 150, something like that.
Hey, UFL is starting their own like teams, and I'm looking for people to be on my team. You got
UFL.
you got some good guys. Is it like low level? Like as soon as they turn pro?
Yeah, we got good guys in Austin. We have this Muay Thai coach named Elton, and I understand what genius is because I trained under John Danaher for a while, and I would consider him a genius when it comes to Muay Thai. You know, how he approaches it and whatnot. And I haven't studied him, but I understand like how he coaches his guys, and super intelligent in the way he approaches it.
Yeah, I need some guys. I need some guys for my team.
Oh yeah, you have can you talk about that a little bit?
I can talk a little bit about it.
So you have an event coming up, or you have a organization that you're a part of.
Yeah, but right now, Henry Cejudo team is fighting Frank Mir's team.
So Frank Mir, Henry Cejudo, Rampage JAXXON are all going to have teams,
And Rashad Evans.
And Rashad Evans
So it'll be my team versus Rashad Evans' team.
in a league called
UFL.
Awesome.
But
How many fighters per team?
5.
5, yeah. Oh, big event.
And then they get points, and at the end of the day,
Yeah, they get points. The point system is what sets it apart because this has been tried before, but the first people that tried, they didn't do the point system right. So so this one is going to be very exciting. So I'm going to put together a team like of tough guys, but I want guys that can sell. They can sell, you know, like kind of like me, to have a personality as well.
How do you score?
They told me so you get like so many points for a first round knockout or first round submission. Then you get so many points for a decision or TKO, you know, stuff like that, right? So it could be like, say Frank Mir team is winning, say he got all his fights, like say he got 4 fighters that won by decision. His last guy would need a first round knockout to win.
Oh wow!
So you know, even if a guy's up by a couple of wins, he still might, you know, a guy could just knock his guy out.
I think team mixed martial arts team like events do pretty well. Like I remember we did this quintet. It's called quintet in Japan. It was like a 5-on-5 or 7-on-7 team jiu-jitsu event. It got tons of traction just because you see like weird mismatches and people like, you know, team sports are big. You know, football, hockey, etc. So I think putting a team aspect to it can definitely blow it up.
Yeah, I think it'll do great, do well.
The guy I got my blue belt from Alon Goes. In jiu-jitsu, he fought in the IFL, which was the International Fight League. It was like a team system type of thing. Ken Shamrock had a team with the Lions then, American top team. He fought Daniel Gracie, I think it was in November 2006. And it was like a crazy fight league. I remember watching it because I was training with him too. And I thought it was a cool system about how teams fight. But
they didn't have the point system.
They didn't have the point system right. And when you told me about the point system, I remember we talked about this. So I do think that the point system and how you rank the winners, similar to what I want to talk about right now, which is the Craig Jones event, is very important for the viewers. Sometimes people don't realize it's not just about the fighter, it's about the spectator. So that way the entertainment aspect can continue and make the league go wild. So let's jump right into this. You just won the Craig Jones Invitational, $1 million, first ever winner, above 80 kilogram, right?
Indeed, yep. Literally making history. The first ever grappler to make $1 million from a competition. There's been guys that make it from seminars, teaching, instructionals, etc. But from competition specifically, never been done before.
Rampage, $1 million. Craig Jones just won in the Craig Jones Invitational. How does that make you feel as a guy who pioneered this sport?
I didn't pioneer jiu-jitsu.
No, I mean, I pioneered the sport of MMA. Now that we see this, how does that make you feel? Because you made some big money before.
Well, I'm actually very excited for those guys. You know, it's nothing but you only can go up higher.
Yeah,
that's great. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of salty that you won't do MMA.
Me?
Why?
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Cause I think
why?
Cause he's really good. He's that good at jiu-jitsu.
Whoa.
He should come and do MMA. I think he'll kill it.
But why does that make you upset?
Because he's so good at jiu-jitsu.
So
he's the best in the world right now.
So you're upset at him?
Yeah, because he just
the guy just won $1 million, and that's how you want to start this podcast.
Yeah, that's how I want to start. You know why? Because he made $1 million in jiu-jitsu. How much you think he'll make in MMA?
10 million.
He'll make big bucks.
That sounds good. But
that sounds good. He's like, see ya. But I mean, let's be honest. This Craig Jones Invitational was one of the greatest jiu-jitsu events, if not the greatest jiu-jitsu event I've ever personally watched. 10,000, 20,000 people in this arena, packed. They had the craziest merch sales, and I know the numbers. Shout out to Gucci at StreetX and Craig Jones. And Craig Jones even allowed us to make a Santo Studio Jackson t-shirt.
Yes.
They had the greatest merch sales of any jiu-jitsu competition. Shout out to the B team. They had the most live concurrent viewers in the history of jiu-jitsu, over 100,000 people live. At one point, they hit 150,000 on YouTube.
Man, and you guys had like a big crowd there too.
Incredible crowd.
Sold out, yep.
Dude, you had some of the greatest icons in the history of the sport of MMA sitting courtside. You had Mighty Mouse sitting there tagging up Luke Rockhold in the first round. Hey, we got to talk about Luke Rockhold real quick while we're on the subject. What happened to him? I heard he was hurt. He was training here at the Jackson. Hurt his back.
He hurt his back.
Yeah, I saw that he was walking a little crooked. So I'm sure that played a point. And you know, it's a tough match, like stylistically for Luke, because they're both stand-up guys. They both want to wrestle, and you know, I'd say Luke is better at jiu-jitsu, but Pat Downey's better at wrestling. So, you know, it's an interesting matchup, but got tons of views and it's very entertaining for the crowd. So it matters a lot.
Before that, Rampage was here watching Luke train, and Luke, did Luke explain this already? I don't know if he did, but he pulled his back. So we brought in a recovery team, a training team to try to help him. It was 4 days before the event.
He was training here when he was
training here.
Yeah, he was training here with Bear, and Bear blew his back out.
I didn't mean to, but I was pushing him on the mats.
Pushing him, yeah. Nice.
And it's your fault that he didn't win. You blew his back out, bro.
Okay, first of all, when you're training and you have respect for each other, it's no one's fault. It's just part of the game. It wasn't his time, and it was this guy's time. Like, let's be honest. But you and Luke and Craig Jones were training in Huntington Beach a few weeks before the event. I have some footage, and you guys were going at it.
Yeah, we scrapped. Luke's really good. You know, I can't take anything away from him. It's a shame he wasn't 100% leading into this.
Yeah.
And he's a nice guy too. You know, as famous as he is, and you know, as much as he has, like, he's pretty chill.
Has Luke ever tapped you out in training?
Yeah, but it's training. You know, like Luke subbed me one time. I did like I went for like 15, 20 minutes like live with somebody, and then I go right up to Luke while Luke was resting. We shake hands, and he like slaps on, like pretty much off the handshake, he like slaps on a choke. I was like, all right, and then we scrapped afterwards, and it was fine. But yeah, he's good, man. He can't take nothing away from him.
Why is he like that? Why?
He gets it right where he can.
Does it with everybody.
Yeah.
Like that's if you could tell me Luke Rockhold like in a scene, that's Luke Rockhold.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what's up, bro? And bro, I said hi to him in front of my mom and my dad. He puts me in a chokehold at the Balboa Bay Club. I go, bro, I'm just saying hi. We're about to have dinner. I'm all upset because I'm all scruffed up. He smells. He's all sweaty.
What were you and Luke doing at the Balboa Gay Club though?
No, Balboa Bay Club.
Oh, my bad.
The one over here in Newport. The one we had dinner at.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Oh, we want to start off like that, Papa Smurf? You want to come at me like that, looking like Wesley Snipes in the new movie?
Wesley Snipes?
Yes, you did.
Wesley Snipes.
What? Who am I stuttering?
I look nothing like Wesley Snipes.
Chill out, Mr. Snipes. All right, so we heard 10 days.
Hey, the podcast changed him, bro.
No,
He a
nothing
bully
changed
now.
it. Ever since he got veneers and a beautiful smile, he been acting up.
I got no fucking veneers.
Those are veneers.
No, that looks natural.
Let me
Thank
see.
you.
Well, how you have such a perfect smile then? Because what you told me.
My smile been like this. I haven't got no teeth knocked out. I wear unbreakable mouthpiece only.
You brought the guy here.
Yeah, but those guys they split up. So
What do you mean?
It was two brothers.
Unbreakable mouthpiece?
They were two brothers and they split up.
It's like the greatest mouthpiece I've ever worn.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, custom mold, everything.
Yeah.
Luke drove like an hour to come grab one because Rampage brought the guy here.
Yeah, it's the first mouthpiece that they put the what you call it, the imprint at the bottom of it too, so it locks you in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when I fought Vanderlei and he kneed me in the face like 14, 15 times, everybody thought I was going to get a concussion and shit. I didn't.
Good.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
Yeah.
How did you find out about Unbreakable Mouthpiece? Because King Ryan used them too, right?
I can't remember. I've been with them years ago. You know what? King of the Cage.
No.
Yep, they was out there at King of the Cage. I met those guys. They really nice guys. They live up. I forgot. Victorville.
Yeah.
I used to see them on the way to Vegas. But fuck that. I want to talk. Wait,
but I want to ask you a question. Do you wear a mouthpiece when you roll?
Absolutely.
You have to?
I don't have to, but I do. I got a pretty smile, and
all right, Luke Rockhold Jr. Rampage, you saw that? He got a little cocky now. He got $1 million.
I got $1 million. I got a pretty smile, baby. $1 million. Do that.
I feel like teeth are like the veneers are cool, but they don't look as good as like regular.
No, they don't. That
right?
shit.
You can tell.
Yeah, it look
But
trash.
you still look real.
I don't got veneers.
Yes, you do. Chill out.
That shit trash.
We heard 10 days before the event you were hurt. Is that true?
No.
It was a rumor going around that you had an injury and that going into the tournament, you told everybody at the B team, don't post about it. I don't want no one to know.
Nah, I feel like if I had an injury, my teammates wouldn't know. They would never know.
Really?
I wouldn't tell anybody. Yeah. No, I'm pretty durable, and I'm hard to.
So we know there's a lot of B team drama. I don't want to go into any of that, but I do want to talk about you have a younger brother
Yes,
who
sir.
also trained here, and Gordon Ryan has a younger brother who also trains with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of the Gordon Ryan drama, I want to stay away from that. But in terms of just technical talk, we know Gordon Ryan's brother.
Yep.
And we know your brother, J Rod and Nicky Rod. What is the dynamic of how your younger brother went to ADCC, secured a silver, showed an incredible skill? I want to give a big shout out to your brother because I also trained with him here.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal, subbed me in about 10 minutes, 10 times. And he was showing me a lot of technique, an amazing kid. And then Gordon Ryan's brother trains with you guys as well, but he participated in where?
CJI with me.
CJI with you.
Yep.
So how does this dynamic come about and how did everybody compete in these different events?
Okay, so I believe J Rod chose ADCC because he felt that he had a better chance of winning it, which I don't know. I think Jay can beat anybody on any given day. You know, he still has tons of room to grow and much more knowledge to gain. So I think that was just his choice. Oh, and also what it was is that because he medaled, he's able to say, I have this medal, now I can make like a real living. Right, because previously he won the trials and he didn't place at ADCC. So pretty much if you medal at ADCC, you can name your price when it comes to matches, seminars, etc. So he's got a career, a more lucrative career now. The only concern with CJI is it was the first of its kind. We didn't know how it was going to go, so I think that's why he stayed with the ADCC route. And then you know Nicky Rod was a little banged up going into the tournament, so he had some trouble competing and whatnot. We definitely didn't see the best version of himself, but he's so good, especially in the training room. Nicky Rod is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? Because Gordon Ryan, you know, now I don't know if everybody can say he's the GOAT because I think there's a new king in town. Yep. I think you're wearing it. Yeah. You definitely won it. But his brother is pretty good. And I don't know if his brother gets enough light because of the Gordon Ryan shine over, but your brother's incredible. His brother's incredible. It seems like the B team's the only one putting everybody on a pedestal and saying, hey, we're all equal. Because you never talk about your team like how Gordon Ryan, I would say, or other athletes talk about guys on their team. You always make everybody seem equal.
I want my whole team to be the best version of themselves. You know, I'm not the kind of guy to put them down. You know, I understand it's a team effort. When in jiu-jitsu, you can't train by yourself and expect to be great. You know, it takes phenomenal training partners and guys that are willing to go out there day in, day out and grind with you. And you know, in addition to winning the $1 million, you know, I called out Gordon Ryan for a bet match, right? So like, I get the $1 million. A few months ago, to set the tone. A few months ago, I bet him $50K for a match. He's like, I'm rich. Like, you need more money than that. So I was like, all right, I get this $1 million. Get on the mic, and immediately I was like, I challenge you to a $1 million bet match, winner take all. My $1 million against your $1 million. Crowd went crazy, and I haven't got a response.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Coming from a guy who always challenges and lives up to expectation, but he definitely always challenges.
Yep.
So would you really be willing to put that $1 million up against his?
I see it as just taking his $1 million.
Wow. That's confidence.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot about this guy. His name was Caro Parisian. Incredible confidence. Parisian Airlines.
Oh,
Smooth
really?
takeoff, hard landing.
Nice.
Great fighter.
Was you watching MMA back then when he was fighting?
Parisian. That name doesn't ring a bell, but I watched a ton of fights.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're probably too young.
Could be. Me and Rampage had a big argument if the money was real or fake. Because Rampage said, how they walk around with $1 million?
Yeah. How you get home with $1 million?
I bet him $1,000 that it was real. So before you tell us, Rampage, just make sure you have my cash ready. So give us the answer. Was the money fake or real?
Okay. So the second I got in backstage with the money, I like flipped around and looked at it and realized that just to make sure that it was fake. Yeah. So it just says copy like on every dollar bill.
Give me my money.
I was like,
give me my money.
Dog, I would need to buy a gun in order to drive it home. You know
told
what I mean?
Nobody's walking around with $1 million in a suitcase. You can't get home safely like that.
But it's a great trophy. Yeah. Dog, I was going to eat right after the event, and there were some guys there like saying what's up to me, saying congratulations. And I go back out afterwards, and there's like somebody has like their phone light on, looking in the car, trying to find like the suitcase, whatever. It's like,
yeah,
shit's
man. You
wild.
can't trust people
You
around.
can't do it.
No, you can't trust nobody around money and stuff like that.
No, can't do it. But yeah, they call me a fat check. Pretty nice.
$1 million, nice.
Yep.
How do you have to pay tax on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, if you spend it in the right way,
yeah,
you chop that down. So I got some plans for the money. I'm gonna look to spend as much as possible.
Yeah, and you can have a lot of write-offs and stuff, right?
Yeah, like pretty much. Yeah, I have a bunch of write-offs, but I'm gonna grow my jerky business. You know, that's the best way. And I think I'm gonna look into buying like a warehouse and that way it's tax deductible and because it's for business purposes and go through that. Also, I have a CPA accountant that'll give me all the rundown of exactly how I should approach it.
Yeah,
because like why give $400K to the government if I could just use the money for business and to better my life.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, the most important thing you do when you own a business is, one, make sure you're honest. Two is make sure you understand how and where to spend your money. Because most of the time, if you do things right, you got to always be above water. But if you do things right, it's beneficial for your business. You buy a nice business, like a warehouse that you could put another B team location in or something. Yep. You can then write that off every month when you train. I saw that the B team, which had a phenomenal event as well as a takeover with the crazy merch sales. So I want to kind of dive deep on this because the JAXXON Podcast Discord always asks us who owns it, what it is, and we've gone over it multiple times. But it seems like the whole internet now thinks the B team is an event promoter for all the new fans of jiu-jitsu. They're not understanding that that's actually your team with all the descendants and disciples of John Danaher with the John Danaher Death Squad.
Yeah, absolutely. So Craig Jones and Seth, own CJI. But as far as owners of B team, it's Seth. I don't know if you met Seth, but it's Seth, Craig Jones, myself, Nicky Ryan, and Ethan Krelestein, which all black belts at jiu-jitsu. And we transferred from DDS under John Danaher and started our own gym. So we have this massive empire now of merchandise, of B Team YouTube, of the gym, which is now a vacation location. Like we have at any given time throughout the year, we have 10, 20, 30 people from around the world, different countries that come to our gym to train, to buy merch, to experience the B Team Jiu-Jitsu vibes.
I love it.
And I think I know for sure that we created a good culture and just a great learning environment, and just it's all around positive experience when you come.
Yeah, I forgot that he was in Austin the last time I was there at Joe Rogan. But I didn't have time to do shit anyway. Though.
It was a good podcast.
Yeah,
killed
it. It was cool. Yeah,
killed it.
Well.
I was so happy you were on that. Finally, everybody got to hear you too. Big audience. It's one of his most viewed YouTube videos right now.
No, it's
out
not.
of all the releases, yes, it is. What do you mean? Why do you always downplay yourself?
I don't know.
You're a legend, brother. How many times I gotta tell you that? I tell you that 4 times on every podcast.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Oh God, here we go.
No,
Papa
real talk.
Smurfs session.
No,
Go ahead.
because I don't like cutting people off because the
go
podcast is
ahead.
about you and stuff like that. Have you ever held a briefcase with $1 million in it
Yeah.
before?
Yeah.
How heavy is the real $1 million?
It's actually not that heavy. Because what people don't realize, I went to a strip club one time in Miami, and I was with a bunch of I'm not gonna say their names, famous rappers.
You was with Floyd Mayweather too, huh?
No. That was, you were with him.
No,
right?
no, I never went to a strip club.
Oh no, that was Andre Berto told us that story. No, but I was in Miami and there was a bunch of famous rappers, and they were all like trying to spend money, and one of them handed me a brick, but it was in one of those like vacuum sealed bags. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is $100,000? Because it's like in stacks of hundreds, and it's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the way it feels is like, I'm like, oh damn, this is $100,000. This feels like nothing. And you put 2 bricks together at a strip club, that's $100,000.
Yeah.
Of like the 20s and the ones, they're like big bricks. When you put them in hundreds, $1 million is like this much, and you're done. So it's not like that. It's nothing crazy. It's I could see why people are always like, oh, I just loaded up a duffel bag and traveled. Like I could see how they could hide $50,000.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
back in the day, it would have been easier to travel with big money like that. You can't even do it no more.
No?
No.
But Pride, and I know we talked about this a lot of times, but I actually want to ask you, what was the most you ever had to fly home with?
Honestly, in Pride, I didn't make a whole lot of money when I was fighting. Now, they was fucking me over. So the most I ever probably had to fly home with was like $40,000-$50,000
Give you cash though?
Yeah, it was cash.
I like cash.
But didn't Boss Rubenthal, he one time had to fly with like $500,000 or something?
I told you, I was getting fucked over. Those guys was getting paid.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, I was getting fucked over because you gotta remember, my first time fighting in Pride is they felt like they was doing me a favor. I took a short notice fight and they gave me $10,000.
Wow.
And I was fought the biggest star over there for $10,000.
What's the most you think someone ever got paid in cash in Pride? Heard any stories?
Shit. I don't know because by contract we wasn't allowed to talk about how much money we made, but I'm guessing those guys was making like 500, 600K.
No way.
In cash. Oh yeah, some of them.
Who do you think has been paid the most for a UFC fight? Because when they're going through that legal battle, they released a bunch of documents, and I was looking at how much Conor was making, and I looked how much CM Punk made, and the numbers are crazy.
I think Conor probably has got the record, but
I would think
Bob Sapp. I don't know, but I would assume Bob Sapp was killing it over there in Japan at the time because he had like the biggest deal I ever heard in one time. He had like a 15 fight deal with K1.
I heard he's like 6'6", 300 pounds, 320. Accurate?
Yeah,
Something
probably
like
like 5% body fat.
Yeah, here's the top 10 list. So I'm gonna rank this real quick. So for UFC fighters, total compensation coming in at number 10 is Donald Cerrone at $10 million total compensation. So that means all of his fights put together for the audience.
Wait. All of his fights put together?
Yeah, I'm just reading based off May 17, 2024 from frontofficesports.com.
Okay.
So we're going to pull Joe Rogan here, and we're going to give you all the factual data, so don't come for me. Number 9 is John Jones, light heavyweight at $10.9 million. Number 8 is George St. Pierre, welterweight and middleweight division weight class compensation, 10.9. Number 7 is Junior Dos Santos, heavyweight, $11 million. Number 6 is Michael Bisping, middleweight, $11 million. Number 5 is Andre Arlovsky, heavyweight, 11 million. Anderson Silva, middleweight, 13 million. Alistar Overeem, heavyweight, 15 million. Habib Nurmagomedov, lightweight, 22.9 million. Number 1 is Conor McGregor, featherweight, lightweight, 39.3 million.
Wow.
What's
This list makes no sense though, because I know for a fact Rampage got paid $9 million.
No, I wasn't even in the UFC then.
This is all time.
Oh.
They have Brock Lesnar on this list, 5 million.
what's private jet and yacht money? What's that look like?
I mean, what a lot of people don't know about private jets are a lot of people who don't even make that much money, like what people would think private jet money is. So these are guys making maybe 5 million a year. That's not private jet money maybe to the common person. I know it's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to balance out the concepts. But they use that because their taxable income on that is well over $1 million. And the easiest way to balance that is when you go to a private jet company, they'll give you a booking. So they'll say, yo, here's $100,000. And with that $100,000, they'll get 4 flights to Vegas. And then they'll use those 4 flights for business meetings to land bigger deals. So what people that think about private jets don't understand is like when Floyd's flying from here to Miami and he's bringing 30 people with him, half the time he's flying with the jewelers to get half off on his watch or a guy he just bought a hotel with. It's all strategic, but for Instagram, everybody shows the flex. They don't show the business side.
Yeah.
We continuously are teaching people the wrong concepts, but yacht money is different though. And the reason why what most people don't understand is yacht money is it's monthly, right? You have to pay for a slip. You have to pay for a boating. You have to pay for a cleaning. So if you have a slip right here at the Balboa Bay Club and say you have a $8 million boat, and your slip's about $20,000 a month with maintenance. Well, that boat also requires a full-time staff that you have to pay $100,000 each a year. So that's another $400,000 per person a year because they have to live on the boat, eat on the boat, sleep on the boat, clean the boat, start the boat. And with those types of boats, they got to start them up.
Shit ain't worth it.
2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. So people that buy these boats, like what you're saying, it's not worth it. But people that buy these types of boats that really truly love boats that aren't just buying it because they just came into money. It's because they take the boat for like a month and they go to the Gulf of Mexico and they hang out there. And it's the only way to enjoy that type of environment vacation. You have to own the boat. And if you were to rent one, it would probably cost you $1 million.
Man, fuck these boats. Did you hear about that guy in the UK?
No, what happened?
It's like they call him the British Bill Gates. Motherfucker billionaire went out on the boat to celebrate that he won some lawsuit. Now he dead.
Wait,
No.
he drowned?
Yeah.
What happened?
The fucking boat sank.
Ooh.
Oh, is this an inside job or no?
Man, I don't know, but his co-defendant got hit by a car the same day. Got
Bro,
killed.
that's an inside.
What?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a strategy plan right there.
Yeah, and he sued some. Well, he sold his company for $11 billion, but then the people found out that the company was only worth like $2 billion.
Oh no!
And then they tried to sue.
Oh no!
He won the lawsuit. He's celebrating on his big ass yacht.
no!
Damn, that's crazy.
I don't care if I ever become a billionaire. That's the last thing I buy is a fucking big ass boat.
I can't even be on a boat for more than 6 hours. I get seasick.
I'm more of a jet ski kind of guy.
Oh yeah, you look like a jet ski guy.
I like the adrenaline.
American bandana, still wearing your jeans. Right when you won, you ripped off your rash guard.
Yeah.
Still rocking the Jackson shorts though, so we appreciate you on
how we
that.
do, brother.
Top of
Yeah,
the line.
yeah.
But when you ripped it off, you slam it, you're flexing on everybody. What was going through your head?
Was going through my head. Well, the hardest thing about the tournament was not thinking about the money. Because when you compete, I believe it's important when you compete to be yourself, be truly yourself. And the only way you can do that is by living in the moment. So if you're thinking about the past or the future, what's to come, you're not living in the moment. This creates a bit of anxiety and whatnot. And it doesn't allow you to compete at your truest potential. So for me, just not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past, and living, being absolutely present, focusing on exactly what I'm doing, what's happening in front of me, and appreciating every second. And that was the toughest thing for me. And then once I won, it's just a relief. Because, obviously it'd be cool to celebrate every match, but you can't because the job's not done. You know what I mean? So finally, just get the final submission in the finals and rip the rash guard off, give a big yell, and just appreciate what's going on, my success, and on to the next now. It was a great time.
Bro, that's a good mindset because sometimes your mind can fuck with you, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a good mindset. Like you say you going out there and you fighting or you doing jiu-jitsu or whatever you're doing for like the championship to be for the #1 spot. And you focus on that too much, but he didn't. He had the right mindset.
What went through your mind the first time you ever won the belt in UFC?
That was so long ago, man. But I didn't. I had a mindset kind of like his because but you got to think, I was going to get somebody that I've already beaten, and so to me it was like, you know, I just knew I was going to win that fight, but I wasn't really focusing on the belt. And I was kind of thinking that it was too soon for me to be a champion in the UFC because nobody really knew who I was yet because I was fighting in Japan. Only the hardcore MMA fans knew who I was. So that was like a strange time in my career. Like a lot of the American fans didn't know who I was, and so it for me it wasn't really about winning the belt. So I wasn't focusing on the belt.
Did you have anybody in your corner that really helped you prepare for this camp that you could thank, like internally, not like now to give thanks to, but that you could look back and be like, damn, this person really got me prepared? Was there one specific person, or is it just years of the B team?
Well, for sure it's a team effort because I understand where my guys are best at. Like Nicky Ryan's great here, Damian's great there. So I kind of like take all of their collective knowledge into competition and utilize it as so. Now we did fly in Coach Dima, which is the guy that ran our jiu-jitsu camp, more for a strategy basis and more mainly so we don't have to coach our students. So he took care of the coaching. He took care of the strategic approach towards competition, and which allowed us to have extreme success. So definitely a combination of everything.
Did you set game plans for your different opponents? Like, did you know which opponent you was gonna have first, second, and third?
Yeah, I knew which opponent I was gonna have first, and then the last three are kind of toss ups because they could win, they could lose. Yeah. But pretty much I studied everybody in the tournament. I figured out where they're best at, where they're worst at, and when it comes to competing, it's mainly reactions. I'm definitely thinking at certain points when it's slower, but for the most part, it's reactions. So with reacting, it's all about how I start the cycle, right? If a guy's a wrestler, I start a cycle a certain way. If he's a guard puller, I start a cycle a different way. So mainly just two game plans. He wrestles, I do this. He pulls guard, I do that.
Yeah, don't tell us because people will be watching and try to figure you out. Because you got a big target on your back now.
Yep. Big target for sure.
When we talk about a guy pulls guard or a guy, as Luke Rockhold likes to call it, butt scooting, what is your opinion on, like, you see a guy like Cade Rotolo who just comes in dominant, both Rotolos, Cade and Ty, right? They're just unbelievable athletes, but they come in here and they just wipe out a division. But they had some great matches. We saw some slapping. We saw some slapping with Luke Rockhold. We saw things get a little heated. But even after a match, Cade's like, yo, it's hard when a guy just wants to like sit on the floor the whole time. You can't really give the audience what they want. You can't really play into your game. And we see a lot of comments. People are saying, well, sorry that you can't play your game. Now you have to play his game. But what Cade was trying to explain is like, that's just not even the sport in itself. It's just becoming something very obsolete. What is your opinion on that when a guy just starts a match straight to the floor and wants you to play his game?
Well, it is a game that we're doing, right? It's not a fight. It's a game. So like part of the game is
you don't
guard.
Consider it a fight?
I used to, but I used to be too aggressive, right? So like for me, I play the game aggressively as it is. It's by nature that I make it into a scrap. When it comes to guard pulling, I don't like when somebody pulls guard and they just wait for you to enter. If you're gonna pull guard, be offensive. Make it entertaining, trying to get your offense going. So, I definitely agree with the Rotolos in a sense. It sucks sometimes when somebody pulls guard, but if they're pulling guard and attacking, they're being offensive, then it is what it is, and it makes it easier for you to get your offensive cycle going. And the Rotolos had a phenomenal showing. Like, was it Cade that won in the finals? Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. I mean, Cade is straight beast mode, man. It's impressive to see those guys win, and they deserve it. They've been working their whole life for this jiu-jitsu stuff, and finally make $1 million in a week, and that's awesome, man.
Wow.
Do you think going into the event, everybody looked at Cade and Ty a little bit uniquely because them both entering the same division instead of one going up, one going down like they normally do?
They could have looked at it weirdly, but like we've seen them compete in competition before, and they don't leave anything out. They scrap to the death. So even if it was them meeting in the finals, it would be a phenomenal show, regardless of them splitting the money or not. You get a little greasy now, huh?
Yeah, this motherfucker, he breaking chairs and shit. Like,
what did you think of Cade? throwing a little hands in there, getting a little tricky when this guy tried to like not leg sweep. It was kind of like a leg sweep, I guess you could say, but he kind of just straight.
Oh my goodness.
That's what he get, man. I got him fucking $250 short pants, man. And he got this oil and shit everywhere, bro.
He called you the S word, and you get physical with him.
So you punch me in the face and give me a black eye.
Oh, it was open hand.
I'm gonna keep this for later.
One of the best things you've done with your career is you made this a thing where people want to get smacked by you. It's the most impressive, it's the most impressive hello I could ever.
You noticed that,
bro. It's incredible. Like you get, especially the Asian fans. They come see you. They line up 5 in a row, and boom, 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 and it's amazing to see. No one's ever done it like that.
Did you see him with Fuzi?
With Fuzi.
Keep going, Wayne.
Fuzi with
that streamer.
Streamer. No, I didn't see you smack him.
Fuzi's my dog. He's one of the original YouTube guys. He had Fuzi tube. He did that most famous video. It's got like 700 bazillion views of him in like a elevator turning into the Mortal Kombat guy.
Oh,
yeah, you got to see it. And so I linked him and Rampage up because Rampage was out there for F3 doing this. What was it called? Hunger Games?
It was Hunger Games, yeah.
With Ice Poseidon, crazy streamer. And basically Rampage had to be out in this like 1,000-acre forest, and it was like a few days, right? And the winner gets $100,000.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So Fuzi hits me up. He's like, Rampage is here. I'm like, yo, be respectful. You were in the group chat. I was like, be respectful. Don't make fun of this guy. You're not me. Don't treat him how I treat him.
Now, Fuzi's super cool.
He'll kill you. And Fuzi and him went out there, and then Rampage had to fight 5 guys. And I have the video footage. 5 guys attack him at the same time. Rampage literally just right hand clocks this dude in the face.
I slapped all 3 of them. And then they try to
fight him.
Oh, wow.
They thought they could take him. One of the Asian guys was like, "Oh, I don't think he's really Rampage Jackson." The other guy goes, "That's Rampage Jackson." He goes, "Let's see," and he full speed runs at him. I have the video footage.
Yeah.
Wayne, remind me to send you this footage, please.
It's like when you're in the beach and you think it's a dolphin, it's actually a shark. God damn.
Do you know where that slapping came from, though? Did I ever tell you?
No.
Oh, okay. So it was this real famous pro wrestler in Japan called Antonio Inoki. You ever heard of him?
No, sir.
He's a big Japanese guy. Got a big chin. One of the most famous guys, and he's like our Muhammad Ali to Japan. They actually had the first kind of like MMA fight against each other years before both of us was born. Anyway, I'm in Japan one time in my hotel room alone, bored, watching Japanese TV. And I see him come on TV. I don't understand nothing. It's all in Japanese. And he got this, I would guess the guy was like a politician or something, and his wife. And they're in a ring, and they're talking, and the lady, they was lining up because he was finna slap them. It's an honor to be slapped by this guy.
Oh, wow.
So the lady took the microphone and she said his name, Inoki, sound like Dragon Ball or some shit, and she slapped him. And he just stone cold just looked at her and said, "Whap, whap." And I only ever see him slap people one time, and she flew off the camera, and her husband was like, he was laughing and shit. You know what I'm saying? He slapped the shit out of her. I'm talking, these were like important people.
Damn, that's awesome.
And I was like, damn. And then the husband, it was his turn, and then he slapped the shit out of that. Inoki slapped the shit out of her husband. I was like, damn, what the fuck am I watching? Wow. And I remember Three Stooges as a kid. They used to do more than one.
Yeah.
I said, oh, ever since I'm a big fan of this guy. He's slapping motherfuckers. They lining up to be slapped by him. And that trip on my way back, I slapped the whole Japanese basketball team. I lined up 30 motherfuckers.
How'd you negotiate that? You're like, hey, can I smack you? Or like, how'd that go?
Man, I don't know, bro.
Because for the first one, you were probably the one to ask, right?
Yeah. First one I had to ask, and then word got around. Like, oh, Rampage slap. And so in Japan, people started asking me to slap them.
That's amazing.
Man, it's fun.
It's the sickest signature move, right?
Yeah,
I told him that on the live stream. They had 15,000 people watching them live. He lines them all up.
But they didn't know though. These 3, they from Korea. They didn't know. They didn't know they were about to get slapped.
And you were so nice to him on the stream later. He's like, man, those Korean kids were so nice. Let's not mess with them. Let's go jump someone else.
Yeah. Cause I felt bad because they said I hit the guy hard. I didn't try to.
Yeah, you did. You dropped him.
No, I didn't try to hit him hard.
You right-handed.
No, they were trying to jump me. No, this was the thing. They had already decided that it was going to be 3 against 1. Mm-hmm. They wanted to wrestle, 3 against 1 wrestle. I said, it's not fair. I said, I'm not wrestling 3 dudes. I said, I'll fight. They said, no, just wrestle. Then I was like, oh, let me slap these motherfuckers. So I put them all together, and then that's how the whole thing started.
Then this dude's like 400 pounds, 6'6", wanted to wrestle Rampage. So Rampage says, let's go. Rampage never turns down a fight. even though I texted him, I said, "You get paid to fight, brother. Stop." He goes, "Yeah, you right." So he takes him down, so everybody loses their bet because they all bet the guy could take down Rampage, and then Rampage lines up these guys, smashes them. We're gonna include all these videos in the JAXXON podcast.
Yeah, these are all streamers. Also, all streamers, they was in the sticks. And they all trying to win 100 grand. Whoever the last man standing, like Call of Duty.
It was so good.
What is streaming?
It's like so Kick and Twitch. These are like live stream platforms. Rampage is pretty big into it right now.
I used to stream a lot. You can stream video games, but it's evolved to like a live reality show.
So you just live your life on camera?
Yeah, whatever
IRL.
you're doing, and then people can you can chat, and it's live. You can chat. You should do it for jiu-jitsu sometime.
Like put a
I
camera up.
I want to be incrably wealthy and not famous at all.
Oh yeah,
that would be.
Well,
great.
too bad. You are.
Yeah, well, I would chill out on that, bro. You got $1 million head. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, 4 matches, 4 rear naked chokes.
Yeah.
Incredible submission game. Looked like you weren't even phased. I don't even think you broke a sweat. Your cardio was at all-time high. What'd you do to train? A lot of people want to know specifically, what did you do for your cardio to train for the CJI event?
I actually did less training for the CJI than I did previously. Previously, I would do a lot of like extra cardiovascular endurance training, like in my garage, because I have a gym set up there. And this training, like I went, I had, sorry.
What's that? You got hairball? You've been doing
Got a hairball?
You've been doing a lot of fucking.
Oh, my Rampage. What? He got a kid.
Oh, you just had a kid? How old is your kid now?
He's almost 2 months.
What's his name?
Yeah. He ain't
What's his
fucking
name?
nothing.
His name is Lewis.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Your first one?
First one.
Oh,
First one.
Wow.
Yeah,
Welcome to the
yeah.
club.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he ain't been fucking nothing.
No?
2 months. 2 months.
Why?
now. You can't fuck for a while. You can't fuck for at least 6 weeks.
Why?
Because the wife just had a baby. You can't do shit.
Yeah, she's recuperating.
Yeah.
Oh, recuperation time.
Yep,
How
yep.
long does that normally take?
6 weeks to 2 months.
But you just
Yeah.
went through like a few months of you can't do anything because they have the baby, right?
Oh no. Well, no, you can't do anything after the baby's born.
But what about while they have the baby?
I'm fucking the whole time.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Yeah, you actually supposed to fuck when it come close to her time to have the babies. Make the birth easier for her.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I got 5. I got a bunch of kids.
So yeah, back to what you were saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But you got a hairball in there.
What was I saying? Yeah. So I did less cardio for this match, but more recovery. So I'm confident that played a factor. That because I was recovered, my training sessions were in turn harder, more intense, longer, and then I made time to recover. Like I understand that I'm aging gracefully. I'm 27, still very young, but what I made the mistake previously in my career, like training 7 days a week, both lifting and jiu-jitsu, sometimes twice a day, jiu-jitsu, and just never taking a day off. And nowadays I take a day off like here and there. I don't train as intensely when it comes to the secondary workout of the day. And I'm confident that recovery time allowed me to be much sharper when it came to competition.
Man, you learn that young. A lot of times people don't learn it till they're in like mid-30s.
I study a lot of fighters and just try to take the best information from all those.
Yeah, man, I hate when some coaches don't understand that, right? Because the way I am, I don't have a lot of self-discipline, I'm be honest. And so when I'm in training camp, I let my coaches be the coach. Because I can't stand for when I see other fighters, they like trying to tell their coaches and shit what to do. But then when coaches don't understand exactly what you explain, like you need rest. You can't just go hard every time. Then like those are not good coaches, and I hate having to explain it to them. And they think like, oh, you just don't want to train.
I kind of had the same thing, but with myself. Like I would just train so hard all the time, every day, multiple times a day, and I had to tell myself like, I'm a professional athlete. I study other athletes, and I'm getting the gist that recovery is necessary. It's very important. So I'm confident that me taking this time to recover throughout the weeks of camp allowed me to perform at my peak, and I'll continue to do this, even though it kind of hurts me to not train as hard or as many times as often as I usually do. But I mean, the result speaks for itself. So I'm doing something right.
Yeah, it works.
A lot of people, in terms of how they look at events, and when I say a lot of people, most of the time I'm talking about like the JAXXON podcast Discord. I use that as a reference before people come on here. So everybody watching this, I go in the JAXXON podcast Discord, or we send in David or Jared or Wayne or Vinny or Loco. Sometimes Rampage goes in it. Never actually have you gone in it. Have you gone in it?
I looked at it.
You looked at it? All right.
Ray Mysterio's junior shows.
So we have a big team that goes in there. We try to interact with the fans as much as we can, but Rampage gave us an amazing giveaway for King of the Cage yesterday. We gave away 35 tickets to the big event because Rampage just made the Hall of Fame for King of the Cage.
Congratulations.
So it's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So one of the main questions is, and I was just doing a little plug there. So everybody watching this, please go follow JAXXON Podcast Discord. Is they want to know, we know as a fighter, as an athlete, we always hear from everybody. I'm not worried about anybody. I'm not scared of anybody. We get that. But in terms of your mind or strategically, there's got to be guys that you know are more advanced or more skillful or more technical than other fighters. Was there a fighter going into the CJI event that you knew was going to be a tougher matchup for you personally?
When I compete, I don't focus at all on what my competitors are capable of. When I go out there, I recognize that these people are trying to compete with me. And what that means is that I'm competing with myself. It's up to me to make the correct decisions. So yeah, I don't see it as like these guys good here, good there. I just understand what they like to do. But I have confidence that I'm better even where they're best.
Jesus. I mean, even for the audience who watches this, I think it's always cool to give them an inside look. I actually flew him and his brother out here, and they trained with me all weekend. And this guy, because I obviously love jiu-jitsu. I love mixed martial arts. You know that. And I do this because I love that. I'm not doing this because I want to be a fighter. I'm just a big fan of you guys, right? I'm a fan of the sports and the martial arts. And him and his brother have a way of talking about jiu-jitsu and grappling and wrestling in real time. Like when they're wrestling and competing and training with each other, that I haven't seen much people do. Do you think that that's what makes the B team so dangerous, is that you guys are also very skillful at teaching? Yeah, we're definitely great at teaching. We have interesting chemistry in the gym. Like I said earlier, like I understand where my team is best at. So I know what the guys' specialties are. So we can just take all of their specialties and kind of blend them up together. And yeah, like, for sure, we learn during class, but we also learn a lot just in conversation, talking before and after practice, figuring out what problems you have, how to solve these problems. Like I like to come into practice. I like to leave home from practice with homework, and then come in and find a solution soon after.
Did you notice that everybody in their genre that are the best in the world they're a little bit different from everybody else? They're a little bit smarter. They're a little bit different. They look at things in a different light, and they're always like really hard workers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an amazing point. I mean, but don't you feel it's the same way for MMA or no?
Yeah, that MMA, any sport. Look at
to be the elites.
The whoever's at the top of their sport. Like look at Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Mamba mentality.
Yeah, the mentality. He was on a different level, and before his time, just like him. Like they all have something to them. It's something that you know you won't get it from training. It's already in you, and then you start training. You pay attention to what he said earlier. Like he went 60-0 even in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So he already had that. He already had that greatness inside of him because of his mindset. Mm-hmm. And then he just compound more and more on top of that. You know what I'm saying? And by proof, and it's also you got to prove it to yourself when you go out there. Like if you go out there and say you're already good, you go out there and then say it was somebody already at your skill level now, and you had to go against him in the beginning and you didn't do so well, you probably would have been discouraged just a little bit. But that's part of it. That's part of the journey too. But you know what I'm saying? You're one of the greats because of your mindset, and then your training and your discipline and everything just make you even better.
Yeah, I totally agree. When it comes to competing, I wasn't previously a really religious person, but I started reading and understanding the Bible a little bit. And I felt something that gave me confidence and gave me comfort when it came to competition time is just truly believing that I'm in the place I need to be. Right? Like if you truly feel that something's supposed to be happening, you're exactly where you need to be in this timeline of life. I think that gives you confidence in the ability to go out there and compete freely.
Well, just to go off what you said, God is no religion. That's where a lot of people mess up. So you don't have to be a religious person to, you know what I'm saying, be in that spiritual, place.
It's a crazy story.
Yeah.
The CJI rule set, and I'm pulling up the scoring system. Thank you. I'm pulling up the scoring system right now, and we're trying to figure out, compared to all the other scoring systems, the differentiation between the pit or the alley, as you guys call it. In karate combat, they call it the pit. I can't find the actual scoring system, but one thing I do want to point out, because I'm trying to be a little bit more factual as we do these podcasts, so they're not all about Rampage's sex escapades in Asia, and we have a little bit more factual content about MMA. And I think the audience will like it more, so we don't have to hear about Rampage and his little Tootsie Roll every weekend. But what's wrong?
That was a bit out of order.
That was a what? Out of order?
That was a bit out of order.
Out of what?
Out of order. I know I'm speaking correct English.
Out of order. What is out of order?
You said something about me having a Tootsie Roll. Think about that. That was a bit out of order.
No, people would call their piece like snacks. Like some people will come to me.
Why mine got to be called a Tootsie Roll though? That was out of order, bro.
It's better than a Jolly Rancher.
A Jolly Rancher is normally bigger than a Tootsie Roll, so I don't fucking know.
I'm not fat. I never measured one.
Oh my God. You can't even measure a Tootsie Roll.
Jolly Rancher. Oh yeah, they have the little small. And I was talking about the long ruler like Jolly Ranchers when I was a kid.
My God.
Yeah, but that was out of order. Back to what you were saying. That was bad. You know what I'm saying?
That might have been the funniest thing ever. Nicky Rod just said Rampage JAXXON as a Jolly Rancher.
No, I was just saying if you had to pick one, what would you pick, Jolly Rancher?
Tootsie Roll or Jolly Rancher? So smaller, even smaller.
I wouldn't pick neither one of those. I wouldn't pick.
So what would you call yourself as a nickname?
I'm not putting my memory on blast on this.
If you can't be honest with me right now, human blue chew, then no one can be honest with you.
No, we ain't on it. Let's go back to what
let's ask the JAXXON Podcast Discord. What would Rampage JAXXON call himself as a nickname?
I never gave him.
But if you had to give a nickname,
I would never give him a nickname. I never measured him. Never gave him a nickname. Nothing.
So
I just feed him. I just feed him when he's hungry.
That's what you do?
That's what I do. The motherfucker get hungry, I feed him.
That's what you do?
That's what I do.
All right.
He eats a lot.
So the scoring system compared to other scoring systems in karate combat's the closest thing I could find because of the pit is most of the stalls in jiu-jitsu happen from being pushed out of bounds, then reset and replaced in the middle of the mat at the same position. So for people who don't know the game or how it works, like that's if you were like in basketball, when you ran out, you would have to just start right there at that point with the guard, the defender in his guard on you. And in jiu-jitsu, no pun intended, but same thing, maybe in the guard. What do you think the difference between the alley or the pit, as they call it, is to like ADCC for you as an athlete?
Okay, so taking the refs away from it is super important. And by the refs, I mean like you go out of bounds in a good position, you get reset in the middle, probably in a not so good position or even neutral, right? So every time you go close out of bounds when it comes to ADCC or other matches, there's some kind of reset, some kind of adjustment. In the alley, there is no ref interference. You just go until the match is over or you submit your opponent. So I think it's very important. Like it's similar to, you know, being in the cage when there's no out of bounds. You get on the wall, you still got to continue to compete on the wall. You can't just get in a bad position, run out of bounds and force a reset as so. For me, it was the best experience competing I've ever had as far as how the show was run, but also in the alley, having the walls, you can use the walls in different various ways to pin your opponent and stop their momentum. And then again, just not having the reset, not having the ref interfere with your match is a true blessing. And when it comes to the judging criteria, I believe it was something like they judge pressure, like offensive activity, then submission attempts, and then bodily control being like mount, side control, back takes, etc. So that was kind of the scoring they were going for. So if you were attacking the entire match, regardless, and it went to decision, you're gonna be the one that won.
Did you have to build a replica of that in your gym or something? Yes,
sir, absolutely. We built a slanted wall, 45-degree wall in our gym. We practiced a ton on it, and I realized the ability to take somebody down is much easier on the wall. Since essentially you could just pick up a single leg, run them to the wall, and once they hit the wall, because of the slant, they're going to slide on down, and you can go to work from there.
Yeah, see, he probably had an advantage with that.
Wait, that's an amazing point. Because not many people have the access or the ability to build that pit system. I'm sorry, why do they call it the alley instead of the pit?
I think copyright.
Okay.
Dumbass. you think they're gonna cop out for somebody that doesn't get sued?
Really? You want to name call me?
Man, you've been talking trash about me all day.
I'm
all type of blue chews and Smurfs and shit all motherfucking day since I got here. I wear this much blue. I'm a fucking blue chew.
Okay.
Is that your favorite color?
What the fuck?
Yeah, you're getting smoked.
No, my favorite color is actually lime green and black and red because of my high school wrestling colors.
You got to pick one.
What? Oh,
lime green?
Yeah. Well, I had to pick my favorite colors. I got two. Well, it's actually three.
3 favorite colors.
Well, camouflage too.
Dog, that could be any color. That's a pattern. Camouflage is a pattern.
The original camouflage. The original camouflage.
Okay.
Like
the one you wore on A-Team. Like those pants.
I didn't wear camouflage on A-Team, did I?
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember.
Hey, someone in the JAXXON Podcast Discord said, what is Rampage's favorite line from the A-Team? Because the A-Team was like a major international global box office movie. And I have never seen so many memes. I didn't know there was all these memes of you. I've been using the Rampage memes all week. Like it's you like saying something, like if you're mad at someone, it's you saying like, I'm coming to, it's like all these things that you, or GIFs, not memes, GIFs. They're not bad about you. They're just
I thought
funny.
they were called GIFs.
GIFs or GIFs?
I thought they were called GIFs.
Yo, is it called GIFs or GIFs? I ain't gonna ask you. You ain't know. You don't know.
Well, you don't know, huh?
You don't know either?
I'm not an internet guy.
Oh.
You don't be on the, you don't be.
I post and I dip.
That's actually smart. You don't have TikTok, do you?
I don't have TikTok.
Man, don't get it's so addictive, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you watch on TikTok, Rampage?
I don't know. I just be scrolling whenever I got free time. I be scrolling, then I wake up and my phone in my hand, watch the same video over and over.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna show you what he DMs me on TikTok.
Yeah.
I have a question. Like, do you have to actually search girls with big butts and then it just goes on your TikTok? Like, how do you find so many of these girls and then DM them to me?
I should get a TikTok.
Oh, hello. Are you still with your girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, you better make a public statement announcement right now that you were joking.
These is jokes, people.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hey, I'm sure his wife knows. Are you married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. I'm sure his wife knows that his personality, he just joked.
He doesn't look like a guy that jokes. You look like a guy that jokes.
He's actually pretty funny.
He's very funny, but he's funny in his own demeanor. You're just like a Kevin Hart funny. You kind of remind me of Richard Pryor. You look like Richard Pryor sometimes.
Bro, I look nothing like Richard Pryor.
Eddie Murphy.
Nothing like Eddie Murphy.
Martin Lawrence.
Come on, let's move on.
Carlton. No Carlton.
Man, who do you look like though?
I don't know.
Y'all too
Some
young.
people say Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, you don't look nothing.
Yes,
like
I do.
No, you don't. Look
Yes, I
You
do.
don't look nothing like him.
Yes, I do. Why don't I?
You look nothing like him.
Then I would say Rocky in part 1.
You look.
Why? Why you laugh?
I just because I agree.
Why you laugh? I haven't seen you laugh the whole podcast. Now you want to laugh?
You guys are funny.
Well, you don't think I look like Rocky?
You got more like Mickey Mouse vibes. No, but you make people laugh. You're entertaining. You know, people. When
Slow
you
down, Jelly Bean.
when you show up, it's the happiest place on earth. You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean? So,
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah, brother.
That means a lot. When Rampage shows up, we run out of pizza. It's like there's give and take to everything. What?
Wow.
What? You asked me to order you pizza. I ordered you 30 for the King of the Cage guy yesterday. No? What did you ask me to order you yesterday?
I can't even remember last time I ate
You
pizza.
said I want 2 strippers, pizza, and 1. What?
I can't remember last time I ate pizza.
what do you eat?
I eat mostly everyday steak.
Groceries.
Steak. Yeah,
Loves
Steak and
groceries.
egg.
Loves groceries. Big grocery guy. Eats at home.
yeah. I mean, that's good. It's cleaner.
All natural.
Is it
Yeah.
bad to eat red meat every day though?
I think I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor, but they say for longevity, it's better to eat like fish and shit like that. But for performance, steak all day. Also, who knows?
Yeah.
So this doctor says this,
Yeah.
that one says that. But if you feel good, you look good, keep it on.
I like the who knows. This guy says this guy says that. But I did follow one of Rampage's protocols, which was he didn't eat till 5. And then at 5, he would only eat red meat and like it was rice or something. What
No,
was
I
it?
don't eat rice.
No, what was it during the? No, really, what was it during your diet?
No,
It was
I eat steak, eggs,
Eggs.
and
Sweet potato.
sweet potato and guacamole.
Yeah, it was
good.
avocado.
And now I add broccoli.
And he would order the same thing every day. Coach Bobby was here from the UK. He was getting ready for a big fight. And I go, all right, I'm going to try it for a week. And I never felt better. So, and honestly, and I'm going to, no joking aside, I want the audience to understand this. If you're feeling sluggish or if you're feeling some type of way, I'm not a doctor. This is not advice. I'm just telling you what I did. I did this diet and I felt like rejuvenated. My skin, my body, like I didn't have any like muscle aches. Like I felt like the fasting helped my whole body like naturally. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I
wow,
think-
this is cool.
I think fasting releases some kind of growth hormones and whatnot. It's definitely good for longevity. And I think your diet, like high protein, high quality fats, I think that's very beneficial.
Yeah, but what I gotta do to look like you? I want to get back in shape.
You can't.
I can't.
I'm different.
I'm different. Because of my age.
Give me that photo of Rampage.
Yeah.
Let me remind Nicky
Well,
Rod
you
who
were
he's
always a
dealing
pretty
with.
thick guy.
Huh?
Like you
Turn
never
it the
been
other
like
way.
shredded. You've been.
Yeah, I
you're
used to
like
be.
fit.
I used
Yeah,
to be
really?
shredded when I was younger.
How young?
Give me this. I'm gonna remind you for a second who you're dealing with.
Yeah,
That wasn't shredded.
you look
Exhibit
great.
A.
You look great here, but like I could tell prior to weigh-ins, you're probably much leaner, right? Like you got some water on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I I never been like super shredded.
It's a genetic thing. I was born with this body. My little brother had abs since he could walk. It was crazy.
I always had abs, but you see that body? I didn't even lift weights.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cat.
See,
I'm not lying.
You never lifted weights.
I wasn't lifting. The only
How
time
you look like this? You look like Mike Tyson.
bro, the only time I lift weights constantly was when I wrestled in college.
Yeah.
So how do you have all this
weights,
muscle?
We lift weights every other day. I was born with muscle tone.
Yeah. My buddy, he calls it black athletics. He's also black, so he says it's the genetics.
Yeah.
You guys got great genetics. Me, I was born a little leaner, but when I started lifting, I blew up fast. So that's why I look this way. But that's truly impressive for you to have all that muscle and not really lift too much.
No, when I was fighting, my coach wouldn't let me lift weights because he said that I put on muscle too fast because of my genetics, my body type.
Could be.
And it'd be harder for me to make 205. So I didn't lift weights. I did like sit-ups and push-ups sometimes.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really lifting weights.
I'll be honest. When he was fighting, I never really saw him out of shape much too. I think when you were an active UFC world champion, you were always in shape though. That's the difference.
but sometimes I did. I remember one time I did a photo shoot for like some I can't remember the name of the fucking company. Anyway, I was sitting on the car and the fucking magazine came out. Bro, I look fat as fuck. I look like James Toney.
Oh man.
I was like, damn. They woke me up because I saw myself in the mirror every day, but it was weird. But then when I saw myself in a picture,
yeah,
I was like, how I let myself get this fat? How come my friends not telling me?
it happens fast.
It happens so fast.
Yeah.
And that was my first time starting getting because I was just used to my whole life when I first started fighting. I was working at a bouncer at a Vietnamese bar, and I would work all night, right? So before I go train, I wake up and eat some fast food and go train, and I didn't gain no weight. Yeah, show him that picture. Bro.
I remember that photo shoot.
Bro, I was fat as fuck, bro.
We just had the founder of Dub Magazine come through, Miles Kovacs. He was just here, and Rampage was in one of the original Dub magazines. I think Ice Cube was on the cover, but
that's when I was in UFC, in between fights. I'm like,
no.
Yeah.
No way.
Bro, I remember how I had to lose the weight. I had to run in the morning and, do my training and then run again at night.
Oh, wow.
And I lost a lot of weight within like a month or two.
Wow.
But I had to run like 3 miles in the morning and night. So
wait, the
6
front cover was Far East Movement and Rampage Jackson. That's crazy.
You still run nowadays?
I haven't ran in a couple of months, but once I sign this fight, I run. But if you want to ever get back into running, do the Stairmaster first.
Oh yeah.
You just do Stairmaster for a little while, like a couple of weeks, then you start running.
I ran a lot in college. Like we would do 5 miles at 5 a.m. before school and for college wrestling. And I remember the shin splints be so bad. I was like, why am I? This is not making me better at wrestling, just making me tougher, which is cool to a certain extent. But nowadays, if I want to work out, I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah, I figured that's why you didn't run, because you, like, for one, you're a heavyweight, and if you had like bad experience running, because I used to have shin splints too. But one time I was training in training camp with Tito Ortiz, and he had this one guy that fixed Tito's shin splints, right? And I was like, Tito, what's up? How it work? He said, man, I don't have shin splints no more. And I let the guy work on my he told me exactly what it is. You got to rip that muscle off your shin bone. So he took his knuckle and he went down my shin bones. He set it in a bucket of ice water, and that shit hurt bad as fuck. He said, but trust me, you're not gonna have shin splints no more. Wow. Sure enough, never had them again.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah, but that shit hurts. It sucks. Shin splints.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I need to know what's next for Nicky Rod now that you're the greatest jiu-jitsu grappler in the world. Technically speaking, after you won this, are you considered the Craig Jones Invitational jiu-jitsu winner or grappling winner? Because they didn't say it in the...
Craig Jones Invitational champion, jiu-jitsu, I don't know.
Wait, but is it a jiu-jitsu competition or grappling competition?
I think it's the same thing.
It is?
Yeah, I would say so.
I actually want to know that, because a lot of people keep saying it was wrestling. I keep calling it jiu-jitsu. I don't know why people come for me on
jiu-jitsu, grappling, I think all
the same thing.
What would you call it?
I think I like grappling better, just because grappling encompasses all the arts of grappling. So it's like in jiu-jitsu and Nogi jiu-jitsu, you're going to use wrestling. You're going to use not only freestyle, but Greco wrestling. You're going to use judo. You're going to do the jiu-jitsu, which is submissions. So it's I think it encompasses everything. So
you should call it grappling if he's calling it grappling.
I like that. That's what I was asking for. I was actually asking because I don't know, and a lot of people ask. when I say a lot of people, once again, Jackson Podcast Discord, they keep asking, is he a jiu-jitsu winner or a grappling winner? Because of Polaris, when you beat Luke Rockhold in Polaris, it was the same thing as like a grappling competition.
Yeah.
So like, I think a lot of people, I think it was Polaris, right?
Yep.
Yeah. In UK? It was in the UK?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's the first time I met you.
Yeah,
When
really.
you fought Luke, he fought Luke Rockhold in the UK.
Why you dragging Luke Rockhold like that? Why you let everybody know that he beat Luke Rockhold?
No, he won by points or something. It was a great match. It was like 30 minutes, but it was his first competition ever.
Oh, that was the first one
Something
ever?
like that.
Pro?
You'd been wrestling for like a year.
Yeah, I mean, it was right after my first ADCC, and yeah, I mean, it was one of the first like super matches, I guess you could say. He definitely helped my career out, like, because it was a huge name, and I was pretty much a nobody. After that match, I got to make some good money. So shout out Luke Rockhold.
So as the winner of the new Craig Jones Invitational, obviously we hope to see it again next year. What's next for you this year? Any more super fights? Any more crazy fights? Anything with the B team?
Yeah, I'm gonna have more than likely a match in October or December, probably on UFC Fight Pass.
Wow.
Not confirmed yet, but more than likely. And then besides that, just figure out how to make much more money. Turn this 1 million into 4 or 5 plus, and kind of go from there.
Any advice for him now, Rampage, as a fighter and someone who's, all joking aside, at the top of his game on how to stay there?
Well, I don't think he need no advice, man. He's already on the right path. But if I was in your shoes, I'd do exactly what you say. I keep upping my game because you got a big target on your back, and all the extra money you making, like put into your jerky. What's the name of your jerky?
Carne Jerky, CARNEJERKY.com.
Phenomenal jerky.
How you say it?
Carne.
Carne.
There you go.
Like this. Carne.
Yeah, because even though it's not fighting jiu-jitsu, you could probably do it longer than fighters, but still, after a while, you probably be like, it's time for me to, do other things,
Yeah, I plan on competing for a long time. It's just so much fun. It makes you feel alive, man. It really does.
What about, before we wrap up, this is probably our most requested guest on the JAXXON podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
for
Nicky
sure.
Rod, by far the most requested guest on the JAXXON podcast. So I appreciate you for coming in, especially I blew him up that night, right? When he went, I was texting him the whole time, but I know you locked in. I just wanted to make sure that we're supporting you. But what about Rampage? I know that you were very diverse with modeling and acting and this and that. No, I'm just saying.
I never modeled. Fuck wrong with you?
Front covers of magazines.
The
you did
magazines
events,
model.
you did-
That wasn't model.
You were
My
a model.
fat ass was
You were a
sitting on a
model.
fucking car. That's not a fucking
Regardless
model.
if you
Plus
look
size
at-
model. Yeah.
Plus size model.
Yeah.
Oh, you did
Hey.
the husky dog, the big and tall
Hey,
story?
how long you think it'll take for me to tap him out?
6 years,
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You really gonna go there? 6 years?
maybe 8.
I got a crazy knee bar. I can get it from anywhere.
But here's my
He
only
wouldn't
thing.
even, if I hadn't said nothing, he wouldn't even known that I had a crazy
Like,
knee
you just
bar.
told him, that's what I was gonna say. Here's the thing: you
I
tell
did
him all your
kinda-
moves. You tell him you have the greatest
Yeah, I did
escape
kinda.
from a rear naked choke. You tell
No.
him the
Rear naked
guillotine-
choke is that's my crypt. That's my crypt.
Last time I was here, you
told
told
him
me
everything.
Last time I was here, you told me you invented a variation of the armbar
Yes, you told him all your moves.
No, I told him a defense.
defense.
Yeah.
Defense actually.
Stop
yeah.
showing everybody your tricks. Tricks are for kids, brother.
Yeah, you're right. I think I do that so I don't have to actually roll with him.
Actually, can I retract my previous statement? Would you give me that? Can I retract it?
What statement?
The one I just made about 6 years?
Okay.
After watching you on Fuzi's stream slam that dude who's like 6'6", 300 pounds, I think in 6 months you guys would have a battle. And here's what I'll tell you. You might be able to win just strictly based off experience, but if it goes into round 2 or 3, it's all him.
He don't run.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'll run.
But
You
all he
think
does all
running
day is
helps
wrestle.
your cardio?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it
no,
helps
not a
grappling?
chance.
For
Not
grappling?
a chance. Not a chance.
You know what? Grappling, I normally don't get as tired grappling.
You're a wrestler, of course.
When I do jiu-jitsu, I get tired doing wrestling, but grappling, like on the ground, I don't get as tired. It's a different type of cardio.
I mean, maybe you're just not trained with anybody good. Because like, if I didn't want to submit you, I would just.
my God.
If I didn't want to submit you, I would just.
Bring me
I would just
Rampage's
hold you.
belts.
I would just hold you down and watch you try to stand up and fail like. Over
Yeah,
and
that
over
would
and
get
over.
you- that would get
That'd be
you tired.
exhausting.
Yeah, that
every
would
time
get
you try to stand up, you're carrying somebody's body weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said,
I've only trained jiu-jitsu for fights.
MMA.
Yeah, for MMA.
Yeah.
I did one grappling match, like tournament or something in the beginning of my career, and I won it. And I used to submit people. I do used to submit people, and in training I have, but I suck.
I feel like in the mixed martial arts, especially in UFC, most of the submissions come after you break somebody. Like
Yeah.
mentally break them.
Yeah, they want to tap out.
They're done already.
Yeah. They want there a lot of people with weak minds. They're looking for a reason to tap out because It's not like boxing, where boxing is frowned upon to quit or just lay down, act like you got knocked out, right? But in MMA, like you tap, it sucks and people talk shit, but it's not really frowned upon. So people would give you you seen it, right? Oh, he just gave him his back. You seen it before, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Rampage, before I let you go, one last question.
No, I'm not talking. You said 6 years for me to tell
I retracted my statement. I said 6 months. I didn't realize I was using dog years because you're a wolf, and I was using dog years, so I was trying to make it more easier for you to remember the dates, just like you'd be forgetting when we have podcasts. One last thing, because this is kind of cool MMA history, and I think you'd be impressed. They did a little video on you, and it says the UFC's. I'm not going to go into it because I just want to talk about you, actually. But they did this video on Rampage, and it's a very interesting video.
We have a guest.
I know. We're done.
We're done. History. Why are you talking about that shit?
We're about to hop off. I just want to ask you this question while we're here because I want to ask him his opinion because I'm going to ask him about something. You won the UFC light heavyweight belt in 2007 by beating Chuck Liddell, and then you unified the Pride middleweight championship belt and the UFC light heavyweight championship belt in one fight in London in 2007, September 8th, UFC 75 against Dan Henderson. There's never been someone to unify the ADCC and the CJI and all of these like grappling jiu-jitsu organizations, because now we have ADXX or whatever in Abu Dhabi, right? In Saudi Arabia, one of the two. What do you think it would take for them to be like a super cup where all the champions, because ADCC is every 2 years. What do you think it should happen? Like in what way?
That'd be huge. That'd take somebody like you to
How do you do this? How do you do a unified greatest grappler in the world, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, everything in one, but one match, no gi?
Well, I think that's what CJI was trying to do, right? Like they got all the best grapplers over 80, under 80 to do it, to figure out who's the best. The only people that didn't compete are those that didn't think they could win. You know what I mean? So I think that's what that was the goal of CJI, to figure out who's the absolute best over 80, under 80. Now, the problem with having like too many, the problem is the rule sets. Every organization you go to has a different rule set. So I think that creates a bit of an issue. But, if you have a big enough grand prize, the best guys are going to come out and look to get that money. Right.
How do you think he, Craig Jones, he the one who put everything together, right?
Yes, sir.
How do you think he did that? How do you think he pulled it off with, it had such a big outcome? And
well, he had a big team, and then he made a phenomenal media run. He did the Rogan podcast. He did the MMA Hour. He did Lex Friedman. So all the world's biggest podcasts, he went on there, promoted it. And then in addition, we promoted a bunch on our socials, on our YouTube channel. So, it was around. If you know anything about mixed martial arts or just entertainment, like you're gonna hear the word CJI and be curious about it.
And what's up with Gabby Garcia? I thought she was gonna like smack him for that stare down with the kiss.
The kiss, yeah. I thought that was absolutely amazing. I think they might be in love nowadays. So
yeah. I heard they're doing an OnlyFans one night stand OnlyFans video. Is this true?
I think it's true. I'm gonna try to be there in person.
You're gonna be the cameraman?
I'll be a cameraman or the extra. Whatever.
Stunt team? Double?
Stunt double, yeah.
You can be the cock double.
Who is your cock double in the A-team? What? Did you have one?
You're very disrespectful, bro.
Why is that disrespectful?
That's disrespectful.
Why?
Because that was very disrespectful. You gonna shit on the best move I ever done and say I needed a cock double?
No, I'm saying for the scene where you.
There was no scene.
I don't know. I'm just wondering. Is there what? I don't know. I don't know if you had one. Did you have a stunt double? Because I heard you did all your own stunts.
No, I did have a stunt.
No, I heard you did all your own stunts.
I did a lot of my own stunts, but I did have a stunt double. You think I'm sliding down that motherfucking building?
Yeah, you did.
I didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
No,
I heard you love sliding up and down things. What? No? If I'm hearing wrong, you need to address these rumors.
I did my own stunt when he fell off the building. I did the fall myself, but I didn't slide down. I'm scared of heights. I ain't doing that shit.
You are not scared of heights.
I'm scared.
That's pretty ironic.
You are not scared of heights.
I'm afraid of heights.
Your character's scared of flying. You're scared of heights.
Yeah. I'm afraid of flying too.
In real life, you're actually, or you mean the movie?
I don't do heights. I ain't finna be sliding down no building.
Brother, you realize your character in the movie was scared of flying.
Yeah.
And you're telling me in real life you're actually scared of heights?
Yeah. I'm scared of flying, but I do it.
I know you're scared of flying. Oh my God, he is scared of flying. This is crazy.
But I do it though.
You're tough because you say you're scared of flying, but you still do it.
I do it.
It takes a real man.
Wow.
But because
takes a real man to recognize a real man's toughness and be able to say, you're a very vulnerable dude, Nicky Rod.
yeah, because my
There we go.
my first time flying is when I went out to college the first time, and I was like, look, this is something I really want to do. So I flew. A lot of people from my hometown, they don't leave, right? They don't get on an airplane. Then I had to fly to Japan overseas, and I was like,
That sucks. I went to Japan. It's too long.
that's a long flight.
Wait, back then, did you fly first class?
When I flew to Japan the first time,
Yeah.
they flew me business.
Yeah. Was it really long, really bumpy, really different compared to how it is now when you fly?
It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. But I you know what I do? I freak out. But I stay up all night. I don't like taking any type of drugs, sleeping pill, whatever.
Yeah.
So I stay up all night playing video games, stuff like that, and then I sleep most of the flight.
I can't sleep on the flights. I just stay awake. My 14-hour flight to Japan, I walked up and down the aisles for 14 hours.
Stop.
Yeah.
Did you fly first class?
No, I didn't fly first class, but I just can't stay still for 14 hours. Like I watched like a movie or something, but
Yeah.
brother.
I can't even leave my block. I stay at this Jackson house every day, 7 days a week. I have ADD if I'm not at work.
Yeah.
Like I can't focus on anything else.
Why?
I know I get nervous.
What's wrong with you?
What do you mean what's wrong with me?
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
I just asked you a question first.
But I said,
What?
I said, what is wrong with you?
No. I asked you first though.
At this point in time, I'm asking you the questions.
See, this podcast changed him.
Oh,
He's a bully.
Oh, no, don't try to make me look like that.
He used to be a real nice guy to me.
I'm in a great mood. My boy, who I've been supporting for years, just won $1 million.
Bro,
and
yeah.
this is his first interview, the exclusive. This is the Rampage Jackson and Bear to GDO exclusive.
What? Yeah, but he broke a chair when we first got here.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That got cut from the podcast. No, he didn't. Listen, thank you for watching the Jackson podcast. We're here with the $1 Million Man, a.k.a. the greatest to ever do it, a.k.a. the greatest man to ever hit the mats, a.k.a. 10 toes down, a.k.a. rear naked choke, 4 matches, 4 chokes. The best and the greatest of all time, in my opinion, Rampage Jackson. He's right here with me 7 days a week. I always hold him right here.
Oh my
and I like to make sure.
Somebody get that from
What? I can't have a single outro. Thanks for watching the Jackson podcast.
See ya.